show. Tonight, I'm talking football. I've got my picks for week 10 and some fantasy football talk for you tonight. So go ahead, put your headphones on and relax. Sunday and Monday. The 1 o'clock games on Sunday this week seemed to me kind of easy to pick, but then the 4 o'clock games had me thinking a little bit. So let's get into it here. On Sunday, I will take the Cleveland Browns to beat the Houston Texans. I was considering picking Houston with all the Cleveland's had to shut down their facility and everything this week due to COVID. It's a new factor to consider when picking games this season, and it's been a little bit tough for me. But with the Browns having a bye week, I don't think that it's going to affect them as much. Not being able to be in the facility for a couple of days due to COVID. So I'm going to stick with the Cleveland Browns over the Houston Texans. I'll take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the Carolina Panthers. I would have considered picking Carolina in this game had the Buccaneers not been absolutely embarrassed last week by the New Orleans Saints. So I don't think Tom Brady's going to go out like that. So I got the Bucks over Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the Carolina Panthers. I'll take the Detroit Lions over the Washington football team. You know, Washington's a mess. They don't have a quarterback. They can't keep a quarterback in there. So I will take the Lions. I'll take Detroit over Washington there. The Green Bay Packers over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Come on, easy money there. And I'll take the Philadelphia Eagles over the New York Giants. I would think about picking a Giants upset there as well, but the Phillies got Miles Sanders coming back this week, so they'll actually have a weapon. Carson Wentz will actually have a weapon on offense over there. I like the Eagles over the Giants this week. And then, okay, the 4 o'clock games now. The 4 o'clock games, a little bit trickier for me. I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins over the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm on board. I'm on board with Tua Tagovailoa now. So, I know it's only been 2 games, but I'm a little bit excited, and I actually have him on my fantasy. I'm going to talk about my fantasy team after these picks here, and I did pick up Tua for my fantasy team. I'll go over that later. But the Chargers, though, they've just been blowing leads all season. They're 2-6, and they've been blowing leads all season long. I love Justin Herbert. I love the Chargers uniforms. Keenan Allen's a beast. He's also on my fantasy squad. But I gotta go with the fish. So fins up, baby. I'll take the Dolphins over the Chargers. I'll take the Las Vegas Raiders over the Denver Broncos. I wanted to pick Denver in this game, and I couldn't do it. Like, Denver, they're 3-5, right? And their wins have come over the Jets, the Patriots, and the Chargers. So 3 wins over the Jets, Patriots, and Chargers. And they did only lose to Tennessee by 2. The Steelers beat them by 5. The Bucks beat them by 18. And then the Chiefs just killed them. So they lost to the Falcons last week also. I can't pick them. Even though the Raiders have not been the most consistent team this season, I think they're a better bet against Denver. So I'll take the Raiders over the Broncos, but I did think about picking that upset. The Buffalo Bills versus the Arizona Cardinals. I'm going to take the Bills to upset the Cardinals in this game. The Arizona's favored in this game. They're at home, and they've given up a lot of points the last 2 games to the Seahawks and the Dolphins, and it's not going to get any easier on that defense with Josh Allen and the Bills coming to town. So I do think this is going to be a really good game. But I get the edge to the Bills, and I like the Bills to upset the Cardinals in this game. The Seattle Seahawks versus the Los Angeles Rams. Another one. The Rams actually favor consistent this season. They're 5-3. They barely beat Dallas week 1. They took care of Philly. Then the Bills beat them by 3. They took care of the Giants. They took care of the Washington football team. Then the Niners beat them by a touchdown. They beat the Bears by 2 touchdowns, and the Dolphins beat them 2 weeks ago. But we've got the Rams coming off a bye week, and that Seattle defense, kind of hot garbage. It's actually really hot garbage. They need Russ. They need Russ to put up 34, 37 points a game, 38, 40 points a game. Russell Wilson is a baller. That whole offense is baller, but you gotta have a little bit of D to go with it, a little bit, something. So let me get the Rams this week over the Seahawks coming off a bye week. If the Rams were not coming off a bye week, I probably would go with Seattle, but the extra bye week, I'm gonna go with the Rams. I'll take the New Orleans Saints over the San Francisco 49ers. And then for my biggest upset this week, I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals over the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know Pittsburgh's undefeated. They're 8-0, but if you look at their schedule kind of cake. Their schedule is really kind of cake. This is who they've beaten so far. The Giants, the Broncos, the Texans, the Eagles, the Browns, the Titans, the Ravens, the Cowboys. So, really, outside of the Tennessee win, none of their wins are really that impressive. Baltimore's been a little bit shaky. So, Tennessee and Baltimore, their best wins. Clearly their best wins. Giants, Broncos, Texans, Eagles, Browns, Cowboys, and they barely beat the Cowboys last week. Cincinnati coming off a bye week. Again, okay, you gotta love picking teams coming off a bye week, right? And I love the way Joe Burrow's playing. I love the way Joe Burrow is playing. I'll say that again. And I'm feeling it. I'm feeling Cincinnati over Pittsburgh. I feel like they get their first loss. That's just how I feel. So I'll go Cincinnati over Pittsburgh for a big upset. And then I'll take Baltimore over New England for the Sunday night game. And I'll take the Bears over the Vikings. I'll take the Chicago Bears over the Minnesota Vikings on Monday night. That's an upset as well. I know Dalvin Cook has been cooking, especially the last 2 games. But Chicago's defense is still good. They just haven't figured anything out on the offensive side of the ball. And I don't think David Montgomery's going to be able to go for them Monday night. I believe they already said, but I'm banking on the Chicago defense shutting down Dalvin Cook, and I'll take Chicago to upset Minnesota on Monday night. So to recap, I like this week the Cleveland Browns over the Houston Texans, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the Carolina Panthers, the Detroit Lions over the Washington football team, the Green Bay Packers over the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Philadelphia Eagles over the New York Giants, the Miami Dolphins over the Los Angeles Chargers, the Las Vegas Raiders over the Denver Broncos, the Buffalo Bills over the Arizona Cardinals, the Los Angeles Rams over the Seattle Seahawks, the New Orleans Saints over the San Francisco 49ers, the Cincinnati Bengals over the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Baltimore Ravens over the New England Patriots, and the Chicago Bears over the Minnesota Vikings. Lock it in. Alright, let's talk some fantasy football. My fantasy football team is 6-3. I've won 5 in a row, okay? I had a little bit of a rough start to the season. I started out 1-3, but those first 4 weeks I played like every team I played like went off almost. The fantasy football gods have taken pity on me the last 2 weeks, or just I feel like it's fantasy football karma that the first 4 weeks were really tough for me, and then the last 2 weeks now I've gotten some lucky breaks, some lucky breaks, where the team that I played against just did not one of the weeks. My opponent didn't even set his lineup, so he had like 2 dead spots. So I got lucky there, and then the week before, the guy's team just didn't perform. So I started out 1-3. I'm now 6-3. It's a 12-team league, and right now I have the 3rd best record. So there's somebody 8-1 and somebody 7-2, and then I'm 6-3. There's one team at 5-4, and then 5 teams at 4-5. So I'm in pretty good shape right now for my team this week. So I drafted running back. I had the 11th pick, a 12-team league. I had the 11th pick, but I drafted running back rounds 1 and 2. I drafted Nick Chubb and Kenyon Drake. Chubb was good for me before he got injured. Kenyon Drake was a bad, and has turned out to be a bad pick so far. He's questionable this week. I've got him in the starting lineup right now, but if he's unable to go, I do have Malcolm Brown for the Rams as a backup. But I picked up Tua Tagovailoa for my quarterback. Originally, I drafted Cam Newton in I think it was the 11th or 12th round, pretty late. I typically draft quarterback late. I drafted running back, wide receiver for my draft. So even by the 6th round, I didn't have anything on my team except for running backs and wide receivers. And the wide receivers I got in rounds 3, 4, and 5 were really good. I got Tyler Lockett, Keenan Allen, and Stephon Diggs. So those are my receivers. I've got Tua, Nick Chubb, Kenyon Drake, Tyler Lockett, Keenan Allen, Stephon Diggs, Rob Gronkowski, Baltimore's defense, and Rodrigo Blankenship, the kicker for the Colts, going this week. And then my matchup is against Deshaun Watson, Miles Sanders, Kareem Hunt, Juju Smith-Schuster, A.J. Brown, Jimmy Graham, Deontay Johnson. No, that's David Johnson. There are a lot of. No, that's Duke Johnson. That's Duke Johnson. There are a lot of D. Johnsons in the league. So Duke Johnson, the running back for the Houston Texans. That's who I'm going against. The Minnesota defense and Pittsburgh's kicker Boswell. So I'm projected to win by 15 right now. We'll see what happens. But after a rough 1-3 start, I've won 5 games in a row. So I'm 6-3. And there is a little, there's like a final standings projections. And after I drafted my team, I was projected to finish 12th. And now I'm projected to finish 2nd. So just goes to show you that even if the AI thinks that you had a bad draft, it doesn't really matter. So I've definitely moved the most up. I'm trending up 10 spots, so nobody else has moved like that. Cam had like one really good week for me, and he had one really bad. I mean, he's had a couple bad weeks, but he had one really bad week where he got me negative points, but I still won that game. Thank you to Tyler Lockett, who had like 15 catches for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns, something like that. weeks earlier when I had him benched, and then the Dolphins benched Fitzmagic for Tua. So I had Cam going back the last couple weeks, and then I picked up Tua. So now this week is the first week that I'm starting Tua, and I've got my fingers crossed that he doesn't do anything to lose me the game. If he gets me like 20 to 25 points, I'll be happy. So as long as he doesn't bust for like, 8 points or 10 points, something like that, I'll be alright. I've got some good bench players. So wide receivers on my bench, I have Henry Ruggs, Scotty Miller, McCole Hartman. I've got Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He's on a bye this week. That's why he's not in the starting lineup. I will probably have Nick Chubb and Clyde Edwards-Helaire for my running backs if the Chiefs were not on a bye. Alright, I think it's time for a little hair check for you guys. I haven't been to the salon since February, so I'm gonna try and make it a full year. It's bothering me a little bit. Sometimes it gets on my nerves, but it's been about 9 months already. And it's never ever been this long in my entire life. Not even close. Yeah. Wild. What if I just styled it like this? Goodness gracious. Alright, yeah, I can't. It's like just